We're just one decision away from a totally different life. Hey, how are you guys doing today? Thanks for joining me for another episode of Bitcoin and Coffee. I'll be your host, Eugene Forrest. So, what are we looking at today with these crazy cryptocurrency markets? Well, we got a market cap that's coming in at $474 billion. That's a gain on where we've been over the last few days or weeks. That's always a plus. It's nice when these things go upwards. Goes to show that the entire world is starting to take a little more interest in this. Goes to show that our investments are going up, which is definitely something we all want. So let me see. We got about 17 billion traded in the last 24 hours. Not the highest number ever, but hey, we're coming off a Sunday onto a Monday. We all need a cup of coffee to get going sometimes. So hopefully this number will be going upwards and we'll all be seeing a lot of green before the end of the day. BTC dominance coming in at 41.2%. That's always great. We like to see this number go up because, you know, it's been down recently a little bit. A lot of people were saying that altcoins were going to be taking over and that Bitcoin was dead. But hey, we all got segregated witness on Bitcoin now. Second tier solutions are coming. Bitcoin's about to be revolutionizing and changing the world in the way a lot of people see finances who aren't aware of what cryptocurrency is. So let me see. We got Bitcoin coming in at 11,500 today. That's really not that bad of a price. We're on the other side of 11,000 and actually going upwards towards the 12. That is really great. We're up 2.8%. You know, I like to say 5% is the standard day trading. We're not quite there yet, but hopefully this number will be turning into a higher number of green as the day moves forward. It's still fairly early here in Florida. So let me see. We got the Ethereum price still struggling to break $900, coming in at $869. That's up only 2.1%. Hopefully this number will be getting up there as well. You know, I wish the best for all cryptocurrencies. We got Ripple doing really good though. Over the weekend, they gained 18.7% on the other side of a dollar at $1.07. You know, Ripple was one of those big gainers there in 2017. A lot of people kind of underestimated how much of a gain they would be making because they made such a hard push at the end of the year. It's probably a safe bet that they'll be doing quite well in 2018. So, I mean, I know I'm not going to hold any, but hey, you never know what you got to do to make your own money. So let me see. We got Bitcoin Cash at $1,286. That's really not a bad price there either because they're up 3.3%. You know, and they could be moving upwards as we move forward into the day. A lot of people are starting to say bad things about them with the segregated witness, but I mean, they're here and they're here to stay. So, I mean, I still hold a little bit. I mean, very little, but hey, a lot of people are investing in this. So let me see, what do we got going on with Steam and the Steam-backed dollar? Well, they've been hanging out there between $3 and $4, about $3.50 or so. You know, I liked it back at the $5 range. And I mean, what, we've seen a crazy all-time high of $15 with that Steam-backed dollar. Definitely would love for those days to come back, but slow and steady gains are where we at. You know, Steam is one of my favorite platforms out there. So let me see, we got Steam at $3.49 and we got the Steam-backed dollar at $3.57. That's 0.6 and let me see, 0.24, so no big deal there. Hopefully they can continue to move forward as Steam continues to grow. So, what are we looking at here for news on Bitcoin and Coffee today? Okay, well, first up, Bittrex, they're going to be changing their user agreement policy. We're looking at a situation where I think it's on March 9th that they're going to be go ahead and they're going to ban countries from participating in a platform that the United States has an embargo against. Where that's countries like North Korea, Syria, Cuba, I mean, Iran, places like that. I really don't see this affecting it all that much. I mean, you know, Bittrex has been on the so-so lately. I mean, they got some of the highest transaction fees to be able to get your Bitcoin and Ethereum and everything out of the exchange. So, I mean, a lot of people have been laxed on it. I mean, everyone's been over at Binance lately. There's been a lot of talk about Poloniex because of Circle purchasing them. You know, you got to be careful with these exchanges. Third parties are always where everybody gets held up. That's pretty much where you get exposed for your identity. So I don't see much news in this. I just see it as being more of another way that Uncle Sam is flexing his arm, or people are showing their United States loyalty in a way to try to keep cryptocurrency okay with Uncle Sam. And that in the long run has nothing to do with anything really, because cryptocurrency is amazing and borderless. So let me see. We got some more news coming out here from okay, we got Coinbase. They're seeing their second lawsuit here coming up. the second lawsuit here that's going to be coming out against them is going to be based on the fact that in California they have a unclaimed properties law, and due to the fact of all the forks of Bitcoin, and that they're not providing new forks for what, Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Diamond, Bitcoin Private, I mean Super Bitcoin, I don't even know. There was so many of them. They all seem to be not really worth it. I didn't bother exposing my private keys or collecting any of these. Bitcoin Cash seemed like the only one that was any good. Oh, I did get Bitcoin Gold. I do remember that one. Bitcoin Private, I think the mainnet's come out, but you can't collect yet. So, I mean, let's see what ends up happening with this. I mean, most of us have a Coinbase account. Most of us go ahead and purchase our Bitcoin through, or other cryptocurrencies through Coinbase, because it's so easy and convenient. I mean, most of us don't actually leave it there, though. So is this actually going to be a great tool? Is this going to encourage people to be leaving their money at Coinbase? Because that's not really, Bitcoin friendly, right? All right, so let me see. The last big story I got going on is out of Iceland. I expect to see more of these kinds of things. I told you, as cryptocurrency continues to grow in popularity and value, we're going to be seeing criminals come out of the woodworks and all kinds of creative ways to be able to get their hands on cryptocurrency. So, I mean, due to blockchain analysis, a lot of Bitcoin can be tracked down to who gets it and who got it. And, we've seen that if you steal a large amount, you can go to these altcoins and have them shut it down pretty much so that you can't actually get your value. But we're looking here out of Iceland that they're calling it the big Bitcoin heist. 11 people have been arrested. 2 people are still being detained. And they stole about $2 million worth of mining equipment. We're looking at about 600 miners, which are still unfound at this time. So, I mean, you go ahead, you steal a bunch of Bitcoin miners, you move them across the border or somewhere else where they can't get a hold of them, you plug them in, and you start mining Bitcoin. I mean, that's just like the theft that keeps on giving, right? So, I mean, I thought that one was pretty funny. You got to be careful. I mean, you got to keep your Bitcoin information on lockdown. We've seen that the Bitcoin crimes have been increasing, so you don't really want to be telling anybody how much cryptocurrency you're holding, because if you do turn into a millionaire, you don't know who's going to try to rob you. If you're holding if you got a bunch of Bitcoin mining machines, I mean, you got a dozen, that's no big deal, but these big, large Bitcoin farms, they want to keep them, I mean, that's why nobody really knew where the Genesis mining place was, and this is why. So, if you like everything that's going on here on Bitcoin and Coffee, I need you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. These numbers are slowly trickling upwards, and that is a plus. I love this great community we got going on here. I think that's because of my free help service. I love hearing from you guys, so shoot me an email. It's eugeneforrest20@gmail.com. I think that's one of the best ways I can help you out and help out the Bitcoin community. I've been here in Bitcoin for a while, since the halvening. I mean, I may not own $1 million in Bitcoin, but I do transfer quite a bit of it around. I do have accounts on exchanges, and you know what? I've been doing this help desk for a year, so I've had a lot of questions thrown at me. And if I can't figure it out, I'll probably find you someone who can. If that's really not what you're into, I got tools and links down below to help you out that you can figure out this stuff on your own, because you're a smart person, just because you're in cryptocurrency. And as always, I got those donational addresses, but what you really should do is get on over to Steemit, start collecting that free cryptocurrency for yourself. But while you're there, upvote my post. That's one of the best things you can do to help me out. And as always, remember, keep your Bitcoin safe.